9 News at 7 a.m. starts right now.
Thousands of people traveling across the globe for the holidays had their flights back to America grounded overnight. We'll look at the emergency that brought travel plans to a halt. And Colorado is fighting to make sure people across the state don't lose their SNAP benefits. We'll look at the new partnership with several states across the country to prevent that from happening. And take a look at your screen right now. If you haven't been outside yet, we're going to help you out, okay? No, you're not seeing things. The Denver Metro has finally received our first snow of this season. Good morning. I'm Lawrence Cafidi alongside weather impact meteorologist Jaden Knowles. Jaden, we can't quite count it yet, right?
Yeah, not officially yet, because we have to get 1/10 of an inch at the airport officially to be our first measurable snowfall. But it's snowing. It has been a long time since we've seen snow, and this is the first flakes of the season. But of course, we're still tracking those totals, and we'll let you know once we get those official totals to see if that counts as our first measurable snowfall or not. But looking over near the tunnels there along I-70, it is coming down. You can see visibility is low. So if you're heading out along I-70, definitely give yourself some extra time. We've already seen some CDOT workers out there working hard. So overall, we're still tracking those conditions. But looking at winter alerts, we still do have that winter weather advisory that will expire around 8 a.m. this morning. So only about another hour, and that's also when that snow is expected to stop as well. So we've been seeing this consistent snowfall. I mean, it's still snowing here at the station, especially in our backyard there. That band of snow going through the metro area, especially for the northeastern portions of the state, along the foothills, consistent snowfall, especially over towards Winter Park. And you can just see that band of snow that went through parts of Fort Morgan as well as Akron. So finally seeing the snow here across the lower elevations. Here's your current temperatures, though. It is very chilly and cold out there. Talking about the teens, we're at 18 degrees at Central Park, 15 currently at the airport, and we're not going to warm up a whole lot this afternoon. Here's your current temperatures across the entire state. Noticing the eastern plains a lot cooler than what we're seeing across the high country and even towards the western slope. You're probably noticing those gusty winds as well. That's because of that strong cold front that brought all that Arctic air. We're talking about wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour in some locations, especially along the foothills. But overall, it should start to clear up once we head into this afternoon. So here's your forecast for this afternoon. Noticing the temperatures and how we're going to get there. Really not seeing much as a warm-up, only the upper 20s around lunchtime and barely making it to the low 30s. 31 degrees, so still below freezing. Very cold, but it's going to look like it's a beautiful day. Lots of sunshine this afternoon. The snow tapering off by 8 a.m. this morning, but very cold. So if you have to be outside today, definitely bundle up and put the big jacket on because you will definitely need it. But we will be tracking our next system expected to impact mainly the high country as we head into tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in details later in the show. Lauren?
Thank you so much, Jaden. New this morning, we've learned that a pedestrian was killed in an early morning crash near the same spot of a deadly fuel tanker crash from Thursday afternoon. This all happened on southbound I-25 and Yale Avenue. Denver police posted about the incident at 4 o'clock this morning and added that the pedestrian was pronounced dead shortly after. Our team is, of course, making calls. We want to learn more about the situation, what happened. We'll provide you with any updates we get throughout the morning. Thousands of flights across the world were either canceled or delayed because of an urgent plane update. Airbus is warning intense solar storms could cause pilots to temporarily lose control. The alert follows an incident last month when a JetBlue flight suddenly took a mid-air dive. About 15 passengers then were hospitalized after the plane made an emergency landing. Airbus says a review of that flight found extreme solar radiation can corrupt flight control data. American and Delta Airlines expect to have all of their planes fixed by Saturday. United and Southwest say they don't have the impacted models. A small wildfire sparked near the Turkey Track shooting area in Douglas County, and now the strategy is to let it burn for a bit because of some concerns for firefighters. It's burning 14 miles northwest of Woodland Park off of Highway 67. The National Interagency Fire Center says it's about 22 acres in size with no containment. They do believe it was human-caused. The U.S. Forest Service says people in the area can expect to see some smoke for the next few days as the crews take an indirect approach to fighting the fire because of concern about live ammunition in the area. The area near the shooting range saw another wildfire earlier this year. It burned 128 acres and was also human-caused. A man is still in custody this morning, accused of starting a fire inside a motel room in Aurora. Police say he also threatened first responders. Police say they were called to help with the Friday morning fire. It was discovered on one of the rooms at a motel on East Evans Avenue. We're told that the guest of that room broke a window and tried to leave the area, but started threatening first responders. He was detained and taken to the hospital for injuries from that broken window. As far as we know, no first responders were injured. A Colorado Springs mother accused of killing her 2 children will be brought back to the U.S. to face charges. Investigators say Kimberly Singler left the country after allegedly drugging and killing her 9-year-old daughter and 7-year-old son. It happened at a condo complex in Colorado Springs back in December 2023. She's been fighting extradition in the UK, but a judge there has now ruled she'll be sent back to face charges, upholding an earlier decision she had appealed. If convicted, Singler could face life in prison without the possibility of parole. Colorado is joining 21 other states in suing the Trump administration. It's over new food assistance rules that they say will cut SNAP benefits for people who are legally eligible. The USDA's new guidance tied to July's federal budget narrows which non-citizens can get food aid. The Congressional Budget Office says roughly 90,000 people a month will lose eligibility. Colorado argues the USDA is wrongly excluding legal permanent residents, including refugees and asylum recipients, based on their previous immigration status. Attorney General Phil Weiser says that the change could lead to wrongful terminations and steep financial penalties for states. USDA officials argue the move prevents benefits from going to people living in the U.S. without documentation. In the meantime, the Treasury Secretary says the U.S. is cutting federal tax-based benefits for undocumented immigrants. Secretary Scott Bessent says that he's acting on orders from President Trump to reserve the programs for U.S. citizens only. Bessent says the Treasury Department will propose regulations clarifying aspects of the Earned Income Tax Credit, the Additional Child Tax Credit, and the American Opportunity Tax Credit and the Savers Match Credit. The administration's latest step in tightening benefit eligibility is a part of the broader immigration enforcement agenda. The U.S. also paused granting visas for Afghan passport holders and halted all asylum decisions. Citizenship and Immigration Services announced a halt on all asylum decisions nationwide, saying the agency will not approve any asylum cases until they've been thoroughly screened. Records show more than 2 million immigrants are awaiting asylum decisions or hearings.